What do you think of the running back? There's now, 5 running backs? How'd that happen? What do you think of that? What's that say to you?
Yeah, 5 running backs. I'm not sure they're going to cut any of them, right? Like that's the thing here, right? It's not like 5 running backs, but like the 5th guy is like a guy they've cut before, like John Kelly or something like that. Like it's 5 dudes. Like Jerome Ford was really good. Like he was the best player on that Cincinnati offense on a team that was a non-Power 5 school that went to the playoff. I watched all of that Cincinnati season last year. I like Desmond Ridder as a person, but the best player on that offense was by far Jerome Ford. Like he carried them at points during that season. And then you look at the other side of that running back room. You got Demetric Felton, who, showed some flashes last year, was open. He's the guy that was open in that famous Baker Mayfield highlight where he just decided not to throw the check down when he was wide open, that everybody's passed around on Twitter a million times at this point. And then obviously you have Dearness Johnson, who literally won you 2 games last year off the strength of his running. And he's the 3rd running back. And I don't think you got to say anything about Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I mean, one's a former NFL rushing leader, and he's the backup, and then the other one's Nick Chubb. So it's one of them good problems, but I feel bad for the 3rd-string defensive tackles on this team because, like, they going to have something to deal with on every snap. Imagine you the 4th team in a preseason game. It is out here. It's Dearness Johnson just running at you. This dude has had 200 yards in an NFL game before, and you out here trying to just make your mark against him. Like, it is a ridiculous. The Browns are deeper than Alabama. Like, how Alabama just be having 8 different running backs? And it's funny because, like, Jerome Ford left Alabama to go to Cincinnati because he was trying to avoid this situation, and he got drafted to the only team in the NFL that's like Alabama at the running back position, which is the Cleveland Browns, which is to say the backup, the starter are really good, and they're not going to leave for college anytime soon. And then the 3rd string guy could probably start for he would start for almost any team that doesn't have Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry. It's an incredible amount of depth that they have. I don't know how they're going to manage it. It is one of those good problems. If I were the Browns, I just wouldn't play him. Hope people forget about him in the preseason so you can sneak him onto your practice squad roster. But you might not be able to do that because Jerome Ford is most definitely capable of doing what Isaiah Crowell did in 2014 in the preseason, where he ran for like 300 yards in a game, and you just had to keep him at that point, and you had to just cut somebody else. So Andrew Berry's going to have his hands full about figuring out that position.